And it's a very elaborate and a beautiful puja. We all are going to do it together. The benefit of this puja and Mahashivratri day celebration is, he who is a seeker of truth will get lots and lots of blessings from Lord Shivji, because that is a special day of Lord Shivji when we invoke the principle of Lord Shivji in our heart. So it's a very beautiful opportunity for all of us to come and devote our complete day at the lotus feet of Lord Shivji. All other announcements are, we have different classes. Tuesdays and Thursdays, morning Vedanta class. Now the text going on is Bhajagovindam, and the next text will start from 9th of March, and that is Atma Bodha. So you all are welcome for this Vedantic text. Saturday 10 o'clock, we have a special session for everyone, and that is Bhagavad Gita. Every Saturday 10 o'clock morning in the auditorium. 11 o'clock morning on Wednesdays, we have Drishya Vivek, very beautiful Vedantic text. So you all are welcome for that. We have organized a big camp in Dwarka, Gujarat, and that camp was the Bhagavatam camp, Srimad Bhagavatam, and we have recorded the whole 7 days of this camp and 7 days of pravachan, which today we are releasing as a CD of Srimad Bhagavatam. So whole Bhagavat Saptaha in Hindi, it is there. Whosoever would like to listen and enjoy the devotion to Lord Krishna can get it from the bookstalls. Now we'll chant the name of Lord till Swamiji comes. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol. Keshava Madhava Govinda Bol. Ram Bol, Ram Bol, Ram Ram Bol. Sita Samet Shri Ramchandra Bol. Hari Hari Bol. We'll do the Aarti. Om na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yamagnihi tameva bhantamanubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Boli Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki. Please show aarti to Swamiji as well as to everyone. One sincere request to everyone, please check your mobile phones and put them in silent or absolute zero mode. Thank you. Over to Swamiji.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurudeva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Manasam tu kim margane krite naiva manasam margamarjavat. When we inquire where the problem is, this mind which seems to be the problem, when we try to inquire what is this mind, Sri Ramana Maharshi says, it is indeed a wonder that you find out there is no such thing as a mind. How can you say there is no such thing as a mind? We are experiencing this mind, its moods, the havoc it plays in our life, the achievements we have with it. All this is there. But the inquiry is, what is the mind? You see a snake, but is there really a snake, or something is appearing as the snake? And once you see the appearance, then either you have to do something about it, or you are fearful, or you are attracted towards that illusion. So here Ramana Maharshi says that this path is indeed the most direct path. Because here we directly inquire into what is the problem. So when you inquire what is the mind, unlike in other paths, again, no path is low, no path is high, no path is better. Whichever place we are in our spiritual evolution, according to the temperament of our mind, according to the availability of the path, we will naturally take to that path. But it's a twofold path. One is the preparation of the mind, the other is the dissolving of the mind in knowledge. In the path of knowledge, to say that preparation is not required, you will have to say that you need vivek, vairagya, shat sampatti, mumukshatvam. All this is also said when you have to study the scriptures, you have to have your discrimination. But Ramana Maharshi says, all this will come naturally when you try to find out what is the mind. And if there is no mind, then even what qualities have you to have? Yet initially such an inquiry will not even start until unless there is a certain amount of virtues in the mind. However, in the various different paths, people do various sadhanas, different practices, and very often get stuck in the means, never reaching the goal. Here is the direct inquiry, straightforward, what is actually to be done in the seat of meditation. Atma Anatma Vivek. It has to be done in the seat of meditation. So therefore, this inquiry directly takes us to meditation. And this is what the theme is now being picked up in the following verses. He says that mind is a continuous flow of thoughts. But when we inquire, there are thousands and thousands of thoughts, but actually there are only two types of thoughts. One is idam vritti, this object, this experience, this body, and the other is aham vritti, that in all our thoughts, I experience this object. I love this person. I am disturbed about this situation. If you see, this I and this, these are the two thoughts. The objects are many, and therefore we have got many thoughts, but all the thoughts of objects are dependent on this aham vritti, this I thought. Now, at this moment, when you're hearing it, some of you for the first time, you might consider what is the understanding of it? Because when you have to deal with so many thoughts, it is not easy. Some thoughts are good, some thoughts are bad, some thoughts are evil, some thoughts even vulgar, whatever may be. But all thoughts in our mind are only of these two types. Aham vritti, which is continuously there in every thought that you have. Then this I gets identified with some object. I am so and so, or I am this body, or I am a father, I am a mother. That identity takes place. Then your world appears in front of you. For an engineer, the world of medicine does not appear. For a mechanical engineer, entire world of construction, etc., this appears in his mind. So where this aham and idam vritti is there our thought flow is there of different thoughts. But this idam vritti is dependent on aham vritti, and the aham vritti, this I thought, aham vritti means this I thought, it is continuously there. Therefore, this I thought itself is the mind. Ramana Maharshi says this I thought is the mind. But this I thought also seems to rise and set. It's the I thought. The thoughts rise and the thoughts fade away. When we try to find out the origin of the thought, or even from where does this I thought arise? What is this I thought? When we inquire, Ramana Maharshi says, something very unique happens. Aipatatyam.
Ahamayam kuto bhavati chinvataha.
Ahamayam kuto bhavati chinvataha.
Aipatatyaham nij vicharanam.
Aipatatyaham nij vicharanam.
Aham ayam kutaha, that from where has this I thought arisen? When we do chintanam of it, surprisingly, aipatatyaham. This aham patati, it just falls off. Nija vicharanam, when you inquire. Ramana Maharshi used to also tell one interesting story, and I'm sure some of you may have experienced this also if you've had weddings in your family. And when we are kids, any neighboring wedding, to eat ice cream, we just went inside. I don't know, you must have also done it, is it not? And nobody would know, because the boy side think this people are from the girl side. The girl side people think they are from the boy side. And one such wedding, one person, and of course this is a wedding, let's call it kind of a destination wedding, 2-3 days celebrations are going on. This man got into this wedding party and went around bossing, eating, doing also work, ordering people around. The boy side people thought it from the girl side from boy side. And whether he was working there, whether he was bossing everybody, whether he was eating the food, nobody questioned, and he was having a fun time. But after the wedding ceremony was over, and when the two fathers, the girls and the boy's father, got together to do accounts, at that time they spot this man walking. Both are curious, they have noticed him. But nobody has inquired really who he is and taken for granted that he is from the girl side. They think he's the boy side. So when he's ordering around also, the boy side said, maybe he's from the girl side, don't tell him anything. Girl side people so anyway are frightened. No, if he's from the boy side and he starts throwing a fit, we can't insult him. So nobody inquired who he was, but all took it for granted that he belongs to the other side, must be someone very important. But now when these two people are sitting there quietly, they start inquiring, who is this man? And the moment this man sees that now people are beginning to inquire who he is, the girl side people say, I thought he's from your side. We also got 2-3 girls we were thinking of giving in marriage to him. The boy side said, we thought he is from your side. And when they go to find out who he is, he has disappeared. In the same manner, this aham vritti, from where does this I, this thought arise? That when we inquire. Now how to inquire the origin of this I thought? Now this ego, this individuality of ours, from where does it arise? That inquiry Ramana Maharshi is showing us. Now this is a very important inquiry. As we are sitting here, if we go on inquiring, you should be able to see that how this ego, there is no source for it arising, no cause for it arising, and therefore it can only be an illusion, a mirage, a ghost, not really in reality. So now the inquiry begins.
Ahaminashya jahamaham taya.
Ahaminashe bhaj ahamahantaya.
Surtihi swayam paramapurnasad.
Sfuratirhit swayam paramapurnasad.
So while starting the inquiry, and there is no doubt, how many of you are already afraid? Some got afraid yesterday, I know that. Yeah. And like aham vritti, patati, they fell off. Because, hurry, our mind will disappear. We don't realize the cause of our problem is the mind. And when we think disappear, I will become non-existent, what will happen to me? I'll become nothing. This fear can come in our mind. Therefore, Ramana Maharshi says, Ahama Nasha Bhaji. When this ego, this I thought, this identity, this limited identity falls off or is destroyed, it is not that you become nothing. And that's the fear we have. I said yesterday, we don't become mindless. Which mind disappears? It is not that I disappear. When this aham vritti, this ego, this limited identity, when we inquire from where it has arisen, you will find that it just falls off. And there itself in its place, aham taya spurati rit swayam. In fact, in its very place, just as when you see an illusory snake superimposed on a rope, and you inquire whether there is a snake there, with the light of the torch, or say with the light of knowledge, where the snake is and exactly where the snake vision disappears, there itself the rope appears. Rope was always there. So when this false I, this ego falls off, then in its very place, by itself, the self-shining I, the Atma, shines forth. And this Atma is not like the I thought which comes and goes, this ego which changes, but it is Parama, the supreme I, beyond which there is none. Purna, it is infinite, complete, full, and that which is complete and full itself is bliss, happiness, because only that can give us satisfaction. And it is Sat. Sat is that which can never be negated. Even when you saw the snake, it was only the rope appearing as the snake. You misunderstood the rope to be something else. Then either it can create attraction if you thought it was a garland. It could create fear if you thought it was a crack in the ground or it was a snake. But where the illusion changes, just like yesterday I was giving you the example, whether it was a poisonous snake or a non-poisonous snake. When both these illusions are gone, that innocent pajama strip was there. And that pajama strip cannot be negated. Even when you saw the snake, that rope was there. And having discovered that rope, after that, there is no change in that. So therefore, Parama Purna Sat. To explain this idea even more clearly, one day, once I was sitting beside the window looking outside, and the first drops of rain began to fall. I was living close to the beach, and I saw these two drops falling from the sky. So the first drops, you can actually see them fall. And as they were falling, I even heard their conversation. You have doubts about my siddhis? So I heard the conversation between the two drops. Because really speaking, this is a conversation of our own mind. One drop was saying, "Oh, we are going to fall into the ocean. Oh, we are going to fall in the ocean and perish." And the other drop is telling the drop, hey, look at this way. We are not going to perish, but we are going to become the ocean. So in losing this illusory, finite, ever-changing I, the ego, we don't become nothing, we don't perish. But just as a drop of water or drop of rain that falls into the ocean no longer remains as a little drop, but becomes the entire ocean, in the same way, when this little I dissolves, in its very place, what appears, which was ever shining as I, but was mistaken to be something which is finite and limited, that Parama Purna Sat, Spurati Rit Swayam, by itself it shines in your heart. How? As the real I. So having said that, now begins the inquiry. So now you're not afraid, no, I hope? Afraid? Well, if I was taking it tomorrow, you had a choice not to come. But now, you have no choice. Yeah, go on.
Idamaham pada bhikkyamanvaham.
Idamaham pada bhikkyamanvaham.
Ahamilinaki pyalaya sattaya.
Ahamilinake pyalaya sattaya.
So, when this aham dissolves, idam aham pada abhikyam, this self which is indicated by the word aham, when the little I dissolves, we have this notion in our mind that, the total I, the will of God or God will manifest. Here he says, when the individual I dissolves, so also the total I dissolves. This difference between the Jiva and Ishvara, this difference between the individual and the totality, just as in sleep. When your individuality is gone, even the world disappears, and therefore the cause of the world also is not there. Just to give us an understanding that when the individual I goes, ahamilina ke api alaya sattaya. It is not the total I that manifests. The total I also dissolves. What remains is that indestructible self or Atma. Now he says,
Vigrahendriya pranadhitamaha.
Vigrahendriya pranadhitamaha.
Nahamekasat tajjanam hasat.
Nahamekasat tajjadam yasat. Now taking the inquiry, we say I. Our identification of this I is, I am a man, or I am a woman, I am tall, I am short. Handsome and beautiful we always are. There's no such thing as ugly. Because I am always handsome and beautiful. Other people might be ugly. So I am handsome or I am beautiful. All this I, when we say, It is due to our identification with this body. Now, can I be this body? We take for granted because somebody pinches us, we feel pain. And I'm giving this example before only because I remember 30 years ago we were all so young and all those who used to come would be old mothers. So, whenever we talked about, I'm not the body, they would say, how can you say I'm not the body? If we pinch this brahmachari, you mean he's not going to feel pain? If you think you are the body, naturally there will be pain. But this I am this body, what is the basis of this identification? What is the basis of saying that I am this body? Did someone tell us that you are this body? Nobody told us, no? By some praman, by some scientific means, you came to discover that I am this body. Even science will tell you that you are a body, is it not? Because these days, if science says ghee is bad for you, you give up ghee and you eat olive oil. Olive oil, not olive oil. Olive oil. In India, it's olive oil. Now science says olive oil is not very good. Coconut oil is good. Sarso ka tel is good. Next is going to be that. So start building up. Science says we so blindly believe. But even science never said that you are the body. No? So on what basis we consider I am this body, and along with this body, this identification, I'm a man, I'm a woman, then we fight for our rights. All our desires, etc., depending on the body. Therefore, I am handsome or I am desirous. All these senses also, I think I am. It is because of my identification. So this I arises from the body. When we think about it, this body is made up of the 5 elements. And if you got any doubt about it, we can have one demonstration. Any one of you ready to die? Yeah. So if you come here, first, foremost, when do you say a person is dead? Thanda ho gaya. Fire element was there, went away. No? Then breathing stops. So air also goes away. Then slowly, all the juices excrete out. Water also goes away. Dust remains and space merges with space. This body, which is made up of these 5 inert elements. Neither air has the capacity to know, nor fire, nor earth. The body, which is made up of an assemblage of inert things, just like this building is made up of steel, bricks, concrete, paint, plaster, all of them are inert. Can you imagine this house suddenly start walking? Is it possible? The house which is inert, in it people are walking. And someone who can, if you go to New Zealand and all that, you'll see houses moving on trucks. So someone comes there, a man comes up, lifts it up and takes it on the truck. An inert assemblage made up of inert things cannot be the living conscious I. Thus, this body made up of 5 elements which are inert cannot be this I, which is conscious. No, but I am the seer, I am the hearer, I am the smeller, I am the toucher. Even these senses, sense organs, they are there in this body only. So these indriya, vigraha, this body, these indriyas, these senses, it is with the eyes I see the forms of the world. But is the eye the seer? Again, my experience of all the senses are together. Each individual sense organ cannot be I, me. At the same time, even the condition of your senses, you are aware of it. You are the seer of it. The senses are also seed. If your eyes had capacity to see on its own, then when life goes away from this body, how come the eyes don't see? So there was some other eye who was seeing through this eye. Is it not? Now you will say, oh, the eyes lost the capacity. But you know, when you take this eye and put it in another living person's body, so who is the seer? The eyes or someone who sees through the equipment of the eye? So these senses also cannot be me, the I. Those who have studied Tattva Bodh, you know that even the senses are made from the sattvic aspect of the 5 elements only, and therefore even they are inert. So various methods of inquiry. So vigraha, indriya, prana. Normally she says, life is prana. When breath leaves the body, the person dies. So it is prana that gives life to this body. But prana is air. Air itself is inert. Movement does not express consciousness, please remember. In air also there is movement. But air is not conscious of whose nostril it is entering. Otherwise, most nostrils it would not enter. And if it's this prana makes me, this living individual, then which prana is me? Which air is me? The one which just left or the one which is going in? And in between, there is no prana. So am I jumping out of the body and going into the body if I am the prana? And which prana is me? At this moment, your neighbor's breath is going into your nose. And your breath is going into somebody else's nose. Generally, it's not a mutual exchange because the air moves in one direction. Huh? So you take from somebody else's nose, you give into someone else's nose. Now which, if I was the prana, then I'd be jumping from bodies to body, no? Sounds hilarious, sounds very kiddish, but that's how we think. So this I, the conscious individual, cannot be from this prana also. Okay. No, I am this mind. But this mind is also constantly changing. And not only constantly changing, we are aware that it changes also. That's why I changed my mind. You call it as my. And just as my dog is not me, how can my mind be me? My ornaments are not me. How can my mind be me? See, in our language also the contradiction is there, but we don't inquire. That's why he said, if you inquire, you'll find I am not even this mind. Mind is constantly changing, and the one who is recognizing the change is someone other than the change. Don't try to do this later on. Watch it now only. It is other than the change. And mind is changing, we have no doubt about it. Recently, I heard a conversation between two girls. I was traveling, and I was sitting there at the airport, and they were sitting just behind me. And even if I didn't want to eavesdrop, but two girls right behind you chatting away, you will hear. So, one girl said, she sees the ring on the other girl. Friends met after some time. She says, oh, so you are engaged. She says, I was engaged. So what happened? She said, I broke my engagement. She said, why did you break your engagement? She said, my feelings for him changed. So she said, so you are going to give away this diamond ring to him? She said, feelings for that has not changed. But when she finds out that he was also clever and he didn't give her a real diamond, it was just a zircon, then the feelings for that will also change. So mind and its feelings are constantly changing. Mind is an object of my awareness, of the awareness, and that mind which is constantly changing, which is also made up of inner thoughts. Thoughts are also energy patterns only. So, I am not even this mind, not this intellect which is analyzing this right now, because you are understanding it or you are analyzing. Are you aware of it or not? This intellect also, which is analyzing at this moment, discriminating at this moment, I am aware of it also. I think I have understood. In short, you are trying to tell me I am ignorant. I think I am a bundle of ignorance only. Parents also called you Buddhu. And now here you have to come and listen that also, that I don't know anything, I don't understand anything. What is this, I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I don't understand it. The beauty of Vedanta is, whether you don't understand or you understand. You cannot say I am ignorant, because whether you understand or whether you know or you don't know. Now I'll ask you this question, I've asked this before. How many of you know what is gudu gudu? Anybody? I know from now on your inquiry will begin. Not who is this aham, but what is this gudu gudu? Do you know what is gudu gudu? You don't know. Okay? You know what is gado gado? That Indonesian dish, gado gado, that you know. But gudu gudu, I'm not saying, I know what you're thinking, gudu gudu means must be gado gado. Now I told you, gado gado is an Indonesian dish which is nothing but some steamed vegetables, some salads mixed with peanut sauce. Now you know gado gado. You know gado gado now what it is? But you know what is gudu gudu? Okay. You know gado gado. How do you know that you know gado gado? Now that I know that my intellect understands gado gado, I know. But how do you know that you don't know gudu gudu? You know that you don't know gudu gudu, no? You are aware that you don't know gudu gudu, is it not? Yeah. Therefore, neither your knowledge nor your ignorance is this I who knows both what you know and what you don't know. And if you did not understand anything I said, you know that you did not understand, then you know. In Kenopanishad, that language only is used. Yeah. Naham manye suvedeti, no na vedeti vedacha, yonas tadveda tadveda, no na vedeti vedacha. I tell you, it is so fascinating. Even if you did not understand anything, you know that you did not understand. That knower is different from the thought that I do not know. See that I associated with everything? So Vigra Indriya Prana Dhitama Naham. I am not. Okay, I think, you know what? I am a combination of all these things that produces this I. A combination of inert things can also not produce this I. And we do not see from an inert thing anything conscious being born. But from a conscious person, an inert world of dream can be born. Therefore, I am none of these, but I am that one permanent Sat. This I, the seer, the knower, cannot be negated. Who even knows what I don't understand, my ignorance. I am that consciousness, the knower, which is existence, which is unchanging, and all these equipments which are known by me are also objects only. They are inert, they are constantly changing, and therefore they are not real. Asat. And the identity born because of the identification with the unreal can also be only unreal, not really there. So I am not this, I am that pure Sat, because they are all inert and constantly changing. Neither the combination of them can produce this conscious I. And even when in sleep, you give up the identification with this body, you still exist without the body. This is the inquiry that Ramana Maharshi did, and instantly experience that I exist. I don't cease to be when the body ceases to be. I don't cease to be when the breath stops. I don't cease to be when there are no thoughts. For I am always there, in and through my thoughts. So when we inquire, what is the basis of this ego? This ego cannot rise from these inert equipments. In the infinite self, there is no limited identity. And the combination, also you might think that consciousness, I combines with them. This identification is only out of ignorance, so there is no real combination also possible between light and darkness. So when we go on inquiring like this, we come to realize that I am this consciousness which is permanent, always there, and all these equipments which I think is me, and I take up their qualities, I realize that all of them are inert, changing, perishing, and my identification with them is only a misconception, and when that misconception is removed, this limited identity just falls off. Therefore, ahi patatyaham nija vicharanam. When you make this inquiry yourself, it just drops off. That's why it is the most direct path. So, na aham, I am not this. Eka sat, I am that one truth, one existence.
सत्त्वभासिका चित्क्ववेतरा
सत्त्वभासिका चित्क्ववेतरा
सत्तया हि चेत् चित्तया ह्यहम्
सत्तया हि चित्तया ह्यहम्.
Now, a very pertinent question that rises for any person who is inquiring at this deep level. At this moment, everything that we know is through our senses, mind and intellect. A question arises that if I give up my identification with the body, mind and intellect, it is not giving up the body, my identification that I am this body. When I give up this identification with the body, then how will I come to know this Atma? How will I come to know this I? In Vivekachudamani also this question is there. Which means this I can never be realized. How will I come to know this I? It can never be realized. So some people try to say that you see, this Atma, this I, this self has got two aspects. And he says, so you know, Sat, Chit, Ananda. So these three aspects are there. Sat, Chit and Ananda. So you know what? It is the conscious part of it that recognizes the Sat, the existence part of it. Such weird things are also told. Now, don't worry about it if you don't even understand this portion. Only to tell you, it will shine, and that which shines in its own light does not require a torch to reveal it. That's all. As simple as that. But I tell you, when we were students, these philosophical discussions were so intriguing. So intriguing. And I remember also, our Guruji, very conjuice in giving good. Yeah. You may write notes and notes and notes, very rarely used to get good. I remember when he had explained this portion, it was so fascinating that I wrote it down, and for the first time I got good in it. So that's why I'm explaining it to you. Otherwise, at this moment, it doesn't matter. Same thing is that when you say that in that state the self will reveal itself by itself, still there seems to be this duality. So anyway, this is a highly philosophical explanation to point out that there is no duality between Sat and Chit, existence and consciousness, eternal and awareness. There is no difference between them. Because if you think that there is a consciousness that becomes aware of the truth or the existence, then you'll have to say that other than consciousness, existence is inert. And other than truth, consciousness is non-existent. See? Existence and consciousness is one and the same. They are not different. Okay, let me show it to you in another way. Everything that you experience through your senses, mind and intellect, the whole phenomenal world, including these equipments, are all changing. Is it not? Now, if you were to stand outside this venue, you will see so many cars are passing by from here. Thousands of cars pass by in this 1 hour. Now, if you see these 1,000 cars passing, from out there, which means you are not in the car, is it not? Because if you were in one of those cars, you would have seen 1 or 2 cars passing by fast. But not all the cars that pass through that 1 hour. The seer of the change is itself changeless. And that which is changeless is Sat. Therefore it does not perish. Aad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Bhi Sach, Nanak Kahosi be such. That which can never be negated, that which does not change, that which does not perish, that is called as Sat. So when you directly think also, everything seen changes, the seer of the change is changeless. Therefore, Sattaya hi Chit, that Sat itself is Chit. Now we try to objectively understand. So there is Sat, there is Chit, both are one, or one sees the other. One sees the other is ridiculous because one will be non-existent, other will be inert. So there will be no one to know it, and the knower will be non-existent. Don't understand? Don't worry. Yeah? Just to point out to you, look at the depth of philosophy that is there, This portion, if you don't worry. When you are meditating and suddenly you think, Arey, who will come to know the Atma? Then you remember this verse. Yeah? Shankaracharya very beautifully points out, the sun does not require any other light to illuminate. That's why when we do the Aarti, don't say the Hindus are all ritualistic. What is the beautiful Aarti? Unfortunately, we do not know the language, that rich language of Sanskrit. That after having worshipped a picture or a symbol, and at this moment the truth or the Lord is covered by the darkness of our ignorance. So, when after we have served puja, the mind becomes pure, and when the Guru lights the lamp of knowledge, in that lamp of knowledge, or in that knowledge, we have the darshan of the Lord or the truth. And even there, the mantra which is chanted during the Aarti, besides Jai Jagadish Hare and all that, we chant what? Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam. In that stage, neither the sun shines nor the moon shines. Kabir Das ji also says, Amar vaha deshava. Eternal is that abode, our final abode, our home, where there is no wind, no fire, no rain, where neither the sun nor the moon shines. Na bhasyate suryaha, na shashanko na pavaka. So many verses are there. And so that in the ending, we remind ourselves that tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. If the sun and the moon cannot illumine you, nor the stars nor lightning, I have no illusion that I am seeing you with this lamp in front of me. Because even this lamp is illumined by you. And when you inquire who is that illuminator, recognize it is the consciousness that illumines even the light, in whose light you are seeing the Lord that you are worshipping as a symbol. So, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. In whose light all this is seen. So when you start thinking that this consciousness, in whose light everything, every change is seen, itself is that eternal truth. When Guru Nanak Sahib went to Jagannath Puri and his famous Aarti is there, it is echo of this Vedic Aarti only. Sab mein jot jot hai soi, tisate chanan, sab mah chanan oi. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Same thing translated in Punjabi. Yeah? So that in whose light even the luminaries are seen, it requires no other means to illuminate. Even knowledge cannot illumine the truth. Knowledge only removes the darkness of ignorance. And when even that knowledge thought, aham brahmasmi, dissolve, I am that, dissolves, the self, aham sfurati rit swayam. By itself, it shines in its own light. It does not require any other light. It is self-evident. Saibhang. So this is what Ramana Maharshi is pointing out, that no other means is required to recognize this truth, because this truth itself is consciousness. At best you can say the Atma reveals itself to itself, which is also a ridiculous statement. It shines by itself and requires no other means. So do not be afraid that your mind, intellect, who will come to know the Atma? The Atma knows itself. All we have to do is remove the ignorance with the lamp of knowledge. But that knowledge itself is illumined by the Atma. Having said that, now somebody will say, you're talking about this truth, sat, chit. It looks very dry, very abstract. I mean, we come to these holy places, to satsang. Can we have darshan of the Lord? Now that looks even more interesting, Either Chaturbuj Narayan comes, or Krishna with his flute comes, or Lord Shiva with his damru, or God as a brilliant source of light manifests. Where like thousands and thousands of suns rising. We have got certain concept of God. And we pray adore that this world is there must be a creator, sustainer, destroyer of this world, a mighty power, Ishvara. How do we have this Ishwar darshan? Yeah. Okay, this Atma darshan, okay, this looks like, what do I get? No. Sometimes people are very bored with that, How do I have Ishwar darshan? Darshan of God, the creator, sustainer, destroyer. How do I have that darshan? So now Ramana Maharshi is taking up every aspect of your life and points out that the truth is truth and is gained only by this means. And in the darshan of the truth, in this self-realization, God realization also takes place. And he says,
ईश जीवियोर वेशधि भेदा
ईश जीवयोर वेशधि भिदा
सत्स्वभावतो वस्तु केवलम्
सत्स्वभावतो वस्तु केवलम्. ईश जीवयोः वेशधि भिदा. Between Jiva and Ishvara, it is only in the equipment, Vesha, that there is a difference. In Vedanta, in the Upadhi, there is a difference. What is the difference between the wave and the ocean? The form of the wave is limited. It has got a birth and a death. Its powers are limited. There are many other waves competing with it. What is the difference between the wave and the ocean? The ocean is the vast ocean that covers the periphery of the earth. The ocean, even when waves die, the ocean exists till the world comes to an end. So what is the difference? It is in the Vesha. In the Vesha there is a difference. In the might, the power, in the knowledge of Jiva, the individual, and Ishvara, the totality, there is a difference. However, Sat Swabhavato Vastu Kevalam. When you see what is the reality, the essence of the wave, and what's the reality and essence of the ocean, you recognize it's one and the same water, without which there is no ocean, the totality, there is no individual, the wave. Clear? In the same way, when we consider ourselves to be this jiva, the individual, there is this vast world in front of us. Who is the governor? Who is the creator? That Ishvara, the difference is in the Upadhi. Okay, let us take this way. Each one of us as a citizen of this country, we have the power of one vote, which can make a lot of difference. Therefore, do go and vote. It makes a lot of difference. You have the power of one vote. It can make a lot of difference, but how much difference can you make with that one vote? But the one who has the majority of your votes becomes the president or the prime minister. And he shares the power, or he has the power of the totality with him. Compared to his power, what is your power? See? So, between Ishvara and Jiva, the Beda, the difference is only in the Upadhis, the equipment. But we know that these equipments are only in Maya. This duality is produced only in Maya out of ignorance. Just as when you wake up, the creator, the creature, and the creation in the dream was only you. In the same way, when you try to find out what is the reality of Ishvara, can you say that Ishvara is non-existent? If the world is existent, Ishvara, the cause, also has to be existent. And therefore, Sat. Now, we say we are very scientific and the whole creation started from a big bang. And this vast universe with all its wonderful laws, its intricate machineries, I'm not talking metal machineries, your whole equipment of this body, it was created out of a mere accident. Then why do you have to do anything to create your business, to create these buildings? They should just appear on their own, no? For that you have the ego that I, the intelligent architect, designed this building. And was that architect inert? Tell me. Unconscious fellow, dead. So the Ishvara also has to be consciousness or not? Tell me. Just as the wave and the ocean is water, without water there cannot be ocean nor wave. Without this Sat and Chit, existence and consciousness, there is no Jiva, there is no Ishvara. Therefore, from the standpoint of reality, there is no difference between Jiva and Ishvara. When the wave dives into itself and discovers the water, it has discovered the waters of the entire ocean. Such a wave can say, I am the ocean. But between the wave and the ocean, there is a difference in the equipment, but not in the essence. And that is what Ramana Maharshi says, Veshahanata.
Veshahanata Swatmadarshanam.
वेशहानितः स्वात्मदर्शनम्
Ishadarshanam Swatmarupatah.
ईशदर्शनम् स्वात्मरूपतः.
Veshahanata. When we transcend or when we inquire into our Vesha, this individual body, and you inquire into the body of the entire universe, even the nature of this world, which is the form of the Lord, you find that both the individual and totality is just a projection. Veshahanata Swatma Darshanam. Just as when you give up your identification, just as when you go to sleep, when you give up your identification with this body and also with your mind as in dream, you're neither the rich man of the waking state nor the beggar in the dream. So you're neither of them. So when this identification with the individual equipment is given out, you have Atma Darshan, that I am this infinite consciousness. changeless consciousness, imperishable consciousness. And when you inquire what is the nature of the Lord, even your own Bhagavad, my Krishna's Bhagavad, yeah? My Rama's Ramayan, my Guru's Grantha, all of them says what? Who is Ishvara? Satchidananda Rupaya Vishwotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Description of every deity, every guru is what? Satchit Ananda. And you discover you are Satchid Ananda. You know what? So that means there are many Satchid Anandas. See, we like to do that, all this inquiry has to be done. What is Sat? That which is eternal. And that which is eternal, avinashi tu tadviddhi, yena sarvam idam tatam. That is eternal is also that which is unconditioned by time, is also unconditioned by space. Ad anil, anad anahat, jug jug eko vesh. In the morning sessions we have studied that. That which is permanent, that which is unconditioned by time, time and space is a quantum, is also unconditioned by space. And that which is unconditioned by time, space, and is not separate from anyone or any object is called as Ananta, Purna or infinite. And in that infinite there cannot be distinctions and there cannot be many infinites. Therefore, in short, Ekameva Advitiya Brahma. And I am Atma Brahma. There is only one without a second, and I cannot be separate from it, nor can God be separate from him. There is only one indivisible truth. Now in devotion you can sing Tuj mein Ram, Muj mein Ram, Sab mein Ram Samaya. Not that there are little Ram sitting in everybody. In every one is that Lord only. That one truth only. We identify with this limited equipment, then I am separate from you. One wave is separate from another wave. One wave destroys the other wave. Who destroyed what? Water consumed water, and nothing perished in water. Neither individual remains, nor infinite remains. Just like when the president or prime minister of any country gives up his office, gives up his upadhi, he is again the same citizen of the country. So difference is only the upadhis. Therefore, Veshahanata Swatma Darshanam, Isha Darshanam Swatma Rupataha. And therefore, when you have the darshan of the Atma, you are having the darshan of the Lord who is the Atma. See, tell me, whenever you want to meet someone, be clear. Who do you want to meet? The person? Now tell me one thing. You went to someone's home in the afternoon to meet. You went into the house and that person was sleeping. You saw that person sleeping. You saw his body. But when you go back home, you say, I did not meet him. So you saw the body. You may have even gone and tried to touch and shake the body. But if that person did not wake up, You touched that body. You saw that body. Did you meet that person? So it depends what you call as Ishwar Darshan that you want. Do you want darshan of the Lord in your chosen form? If that's what you want to do, then whichever Ishta Devata you are worshipping, whichever mantra is associated with that, as many letters are there in that mantra, that many crore times you chant that mantra, you might see the Lord in the form that you want. But that form will come and go. If you say, I want to see the form of the Lord, then this whole universe is the form of the Lord. Only with a little intelligence you can have the darshan of the Lord in the world. But if you want to know the essence of the Lord, then when you discover the Atma, you have discovered the essence of Ishvara also. And there is no individual, no totality, no Jiva, no Ishvara. There is only one Satchidananda Atma. So, but somebody will say, hey, this Ishwar Darshan also what? I have so many problems in my life. I want happiness. Somebody say, I want peace. And what are you talking about? This, I'm not the body, I'm not this and all that. Don't worry. You want happiness? No, I want moksha, I want liberation. I don't want to be born again. I don't want to be limited. Yes. How you get all that is the final chapter tomorrow. Whether you want happiness, whether you want moksha, whether you want liberation, how can all that be attained through this self-inquiry and discovery of this true I, which is eternal, changeless, imperishable. So these are beautiful verses. I hope all of you have the book. Please read the commentary, contemplate on it, and this is not something to be realized later, nor something to go on telling people, I'm realized. It is for you to realize and free yourself, be blissful, and be one with God. And in case we think it's not worth it, tomorrow you'll know what all you can gain with this self-discovery, self-realization, or this enlightenment. There's still a lot of time left, but tomorrow will be the last day of these talks. Couple of announcements and also make you aware. First and foremost, before I miss out, tomorrow there's a very special session for young adults, being Saturday, from 11 to 12:30, and they will also have an opportunity for question answer. Please see the age that is there. I know there are many of you who are young at heart, and I do not agree with you because even I am of your age and I'm young at heart. But this is meant for that age so that we can deal with their topics and their issues. So please, even if your hair is colored, give space for those whom you want that they should know, right? So these are for young adults between the age of 20 to 45. Quite well stretched. So this is there. Tomorrow also being the last day, please remain seated. There's still time. You have been given this envelope in which various magazines, membership, subscription, lesson courses which are there, and whatever the mission offers as services, study groups, Bal Vihar, all these which I have spoken of yesterday and over the days, these services the mission is offering to you day-to-day basis, weekly. Make benefit of it. Once a week if you can attend a class, a satsang, then it will keep you constantly reflecting, meditating, inspired. So, some information is there, more information will be available at the bookstall. Please tick which services are there, and I do presume that once they get this form, they will contact you and inform you. At the same time, you can find the information yourself. Activities are going on in all the various centers around the city. Here, as I told you yesterday, at Gurgaon, at Noida, at Chinmaya Ranjan, and around Delhi. So from wherever you come, there are activities going on. Tapon Prasad is a magazine, and I must say you must subscribe for it. Balvihar magazine, Chinmaya Udghosh for the youth, Balvihar for the children, the wonderful gifts you can give to your children, to your grandchildren, to your nephews, plus all the lesson courses. But if you do become a member, which is hardly anything, you'll be kept informed through our newsletters and help us to serve you better. And become a life member, then you don't even have to worry. Because once you come to a family, it's forever. It is not temporary. Yeah. Some people, they now and then get upset, go, and then they again come back. So, become a life member. Please write your name, address, telephone number. At the same time, this knowledge is given freely because our gurus took nothing from us, and all they wanted us that we should go and share this knowledge to everyone. However, for this knowledge to spread, there are many, many social activities, projects, programs, institutions that have to be built. Today nothing is, in thousands or lakhs, it's in crores. But this seva has to be done. And one of the first projects now that we have to take up is this great grand university, the Chinmaya Vishwa Vidyapeeth, which will preserve, will research, and bring into the mainstream the rich knowledge traditions of India, which we've got such a great heritage, but with just bits of knowledge, even how to gain that knowledge, we are still a slave to the foreign countries. Even in our education system. So, this university, unique university of Sanskrit and Indian knowledge systems, and you'll see how we have such great knowledge in various systems, in fact, all fields of life. And slowly we can open all these departments as much as we can. This university itself, which is already going to start this year, those of you have people who would be interested in it, please inform as many people about this university. People can take courses in it. People who have the qualification can be the faculty in it. People who can raise sponsors and funds for it. All of you, we can find so many ways of serving so that we leave for our present and the future generations a great heritage in which we were born but we lost. So, each of these projects costs, and to do this seva, Mother Lakshmi is required. Out of your abundance, not out of any favor or any compulsion. Fill this envelope up with your love. This is called as Guru Dakshina. Guru Dakshina is not for the person, it is for our Gurudev's work, which is the work of the great rishis. I would also make a request that please give in checks, because nowadays cash deposits are not recommended, and we have to assist in our country also in creating this good system. So if you can give in checks, because now, so please fill up checks and give it. The amount in the check is basically yours. You can add as many zeros to it. But at least add a 1 to it. So please fill it up. Again, I will tell you, there is no compulsion. If you feel grateful, if you feel this knowledge has benefited you, and Chinmaya Mission is doing such great work from the villages to the education field, medical field, spiritual, of course, all this requires the generous contributions of those who are inspired. That's why we do not have any fees or compulsion, not even devotees to pay a certain percentage. It is those who are inspired. When they are inspired, they give. And now these talks are being relayed round the world. So those who are sitting in their houses, they can go onto the Chinmaya channel and click a button, put in your credit card number and the amount, and that way you can also give your Guru Dakshina wherever you are, and it is possible to benefit the society at large. Also, we run number of camps, spiritual camps. Here the problem is always sometimes traffic, this, etc. But spiritual camps where you can be directly in company with the acharyas, you can be directly in company with Guruji. We have these camps. Even every year I run camps for teenagers, global camps for teenagers, for youth, in the end of the year, in the holiday season, at our international school, Chinmaya International Residential School in Coimbatore, CRS. And this year we are having a very special camp which happens once in 5 years. The Sri Hanuman Mastabhishek camp. That Hanumanji, which is there in Siddhbadi, every 5 years its Abhishek is done. And this year, 2nd October to 10th October is the Maha-Abhishek. And that Hanumanji there, consecrated by Gurudev, even if you see his picture, he's alive. So it's a great opportunity for you to come there and be part of that great Abhishek. Or if you want to also offer the kalashas with which the Abhishek is done, so somebody on your behalf can do the Abhishek. Information will be available at the desk. If you want to be one of the main Yajmans, please sponsor it, come there and benefit from it. Guruji will be there, Swami Tejamanji will be there, taking Sundarkand from the Valmiki Ramayana. I will be taking the text Sankat Mochan, which is from Goswami Tulsidas Ji. Both of these will be in English, and Swami Subodhananda will be taking the sessions in Hindi. So all can benefit from the knowledge in the camp, and of course the most amazing Hanuman Mastabhishek. With this, tomorrow will be the last sessions in the morning and in the evening. Please do come even in the last session, because the last sessions are which point out to us what all we can gain from this knowledge. So even for a new person, it will be a great inspiration. So bring your friends and relatives, and sometimes the last session might be the first session of their endless journey to the truth. When I say endless journey, means a glorious journey where the truth is with you and you don't want it to end. So, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.